Okay, good morning, everyone. So today I'm going to start the chapter 4. Chapter 4 is actually starting the object-oriented concepts. Now we really create a class. Okay, create a class. Then after that we have class and objects. Okay, class is like the blueprint. Okay, the blueprint to declare those objects. Okay, so we create object based on the class. Class is like blueprint, general declarations, okay, of a certain objects. Okay, right, very simple. Like for example, student is a class. Okay, but Nathan is object one. Okay, then other people, other student names, each of them is individual objects. Okay, but the class is students. Okay, but in the student we can create objects. Okay, like Nathan is the first object, or student one S1 also another object. It depends what the name you given. Okay, the name. Okay, so this is regarding class and objects. Okay, remember the class is like the template to create the objects. Okay, so this is the relation between the class and objects. Okay, so in this chapter we break it to 4 parts. Okay, for ABCD lah, 4 part. Then each part about have 2 sub part. So in this chapter you need to know what is the object and class. Then after that you must know how to draw the UML diagrams. This one is a part of your assignment requirements. You need to draw the UML class diagrams. Okay, inside the UML, they got many different type of diagrams, sequence diagram, use case diagram, and so on. But we focus our syllabus only touch on one of it. It's a UML class diagrams. Okay, so we only draw the class diagram in your assignment. So declare class and create an object from the class. Okay, this is this part. Okay, part 1. So the difference between the procedural paradigms and object-oriented paradigms. Okay, what's the difference between for the normal programs? The normal program is data and method are loosely coupled. They put in their different location. But in our object-oriented, all our data methods all put in a single location. Okay, we call it class lah. Okay, we put together one. Then procedural paradigms, we design the software focus on the methods. Okay, what the method they can be used. Okay, but for this software design, we focus on the object and operation on the methods. Okay, operation here also can refer to the method. Okay, but they focus on the object and operation together. But this one only focus on the methods. Okay, but this one both. Okay. The purpose we create the objects, okay, create the classes. You want to reuse it, okay, reuse the same class within the certain same application. For example, if you create a student class for college, you also can use for primary school, secondary school. Okay, maybe inside the data member can be changed, but student ID can change to student number, for example. But basically everything is still remains same. Then you can reuse. No need to create a totally new one. So you save your development times. Okay, this is why we have object oriented. So it's this data operation, data stored separately. So this methodology requires sending data to the methods. So they need one more steps to do to pass in the value and so on. Okay, but object-oriented wise, they put together in one unit, so no need to pass it there. Okay, so we can get it, just use the object name to call the methods. Okay, so there's certain terms that you must understand. Okay, So we use objects, okay, object as a terms, okay. So an object is represent entity in the real world that can be distinctly identified, like student, a desk, circle, button, loan, okay, party, all these, okay. So it's considered as objects. Okay, so an object is an instance of the class. In sample lah, instant sample of the class. So that's why I told you already, class is a blueprint to create objects. Okay, what the thing have inside the object? So each object have a unique identity. Identity means they have a they don't have, you cannot find two objects with the same ID one. Okay, so it's a two identity, different identity, unique one. And what and state and behavior. State means refer to the data members. Okay, behavior refer to the method member. Okay, so this is a state and behavior. So the state of the object consists of a set of data, data field or data member. Okay, or we sometimes call it property. Okay, with the current value. Then the behavior object is defined by a set of methods. Okay, like student, what method you have? See for exam or do revision or and so on. Okay, and what is the data field we have? Your student ID lah, your student name lah, student address lah. Okay, so this is regarding the data field. Okay, so I did give you one example inside the Google Classroom. Okay, I upload yesterday one. Okay, with NetBeans. Then they go folder 1, 2, 3, 4, all this empty folder one. Later we're going to do one by one. Okay, today I think can finish almost 2 or 3 only. Okay, so at first I give you the student class. So you can see here, this is a sample. So this is a student class. Then inside student class, we have data member. So we didn't put anything in front here. They consider as a default method, default data member. Okay, because they have keyword like private, public, protected, and so on. But here we didn't put anything. That means it's a default. Okay, so we create all these default data members. So I purposely create one that consists as much as possible. You can see string, char, boolean, integer, double. I try to put every category one like that. So in the char there, always remember, even though by default value, if you didn't mention anything, you will declare like this, the system automatically will create a default value for you. Okay, but this one, even the default value is empty, but somehow they cannot, when you print out, the empty space cannot be detected. So I put one empty space here. Okay, only for char. The rest no need, the automatic can be, can be displayed properly, but only the char, you just declare at first. At first, they get the default value, but default value is empty space, okay, or none, but they cannot print out when you want to get from output. So therefore, I declare it, initialize the value with the one empty space. Then the rest no need. Okay, so this is a data member. Then we have a constructor. Okay, this is a constructor. So what is a constructor? Constructor also is a special method without return types. Okay, so constructor is a method without return type, include void as well. That means not even have a void words. Void means didn't return anything, right? But the constructor is totally don't have the return type one. See now, they don't have a in, double, whatever behind. No return type at all. Or void, whatever, no. Public void, whatever, no. Okay, you cannot put any keyword in the between. Okay, always remember constructor is the same name like your class, confirm. Same, totally same name your class. Okay, then most of the time, this we call it a special method used to create object, okay, or declare a default value like this. I declare the student ID by default value is this. Okay, so it's either create object or declare default value. Okay, so in the notes that you have two terms, you need to take notes. One is default constructor. So this thing is called default constructor. That means inside nothing, your body is empty. and this one is empty as well. So by default, every class is automatically create this default constructor. Okay, but here we need to type lah. Okay, in other software they automatically create. Okay, but you also can insert lah. Okay, you can insert lah. Insert code. Okay, they go constructor here. Right click, insert code, and they go constructor here. Okay, then we can add in later lah. Okay, this is a shortcut. But at first, I didn't ask you to use a shortcut first. Okay, shortcut after you mastering already, then you can use shortcut. Okay, but at this moment, I don't want to use shortcut first. I start lah. Okay, so remember, if nothing, the body is empty, totally nothing, we call it default constructor. And normally, after we have the default constructor, we can add like this. I already set the default value for a certain object. If the object create, I didn't specify anything, this is a value they have. So then this one, when you add in something in the middle, then we call it as no arg constructor. No arg here refer to no argument constructor. Okay, well, like this mean default constructor. If you already change it, you add something in the middle, like what I did here, then we call this one as a no argument constructor or no arg constructor. Okay, no argument, the meaning here. Okay, so here I remind you again, constructor is a special method without return type. Okay, even void also you cannot put. Okay, even you say return nothing, you cannot put void there. Just put the public with the this class name followed by method. So this is special methods. Okay, and this you never see in the other means in the C one. C++ got, but C don't have. If not already object-oriented type one, you cannot see that. Okay. So the main purpose of object is create objects. Okay, create objects. Then I also write in one methods, other methods. Okay, other than constructor, we got additional method. So the method I call it hours to do revision. Okay, for this one, then you pass in the parameter double value with hours. Okay, 1.5 hours, 1.2 hours, and so on. If hours more than 0, then return I do revision how many hours a day. Okay, else I return I never do revision. So it's better based on this value you got pass in on it. Okay, if you pass in 0, maybe this lah. You more this one 0 is not more than 0 ma, then you print out this lah. Okay, so this is a simple class I create. Okay, so this is I create class, then I define all the data members. Okay, characteristics, and also I define the methods. So method here include a special method. Okay, called constructor. Okay, so constructor. After that, we have other methods. Okay, so this is a simple class. Then you go to see the test class. Okay, how we run testing this one. So normally we create the object, then we test the object every whether this data member or method here can be run successfully. Okay, so we normally have test class. Okay, so now we have test students. So student test students. Okay, so we test on the student class. So how to run this? So how to call all these data members and so on. Because we default data members, therefore we can directly use it. Okay, so this is what I mean create objects. I need to have into adjust. Okay, so you look at here. So this is what I mean create objects. Okay, they run away the alignment. No need adjust. I just okay. So this is create objects. Okay, create objects. So student is a class. So I create any names, any object name you want. So student 01, but you cannot create two student 01. Cannot, only one you can create. Okay, if the next student maybe student 02, you cannot have the same object name because each object have the this unique identity, mean unique names. Okay, so I put student 01. Okay, with the new students. Okay, so this is actually constructor. So as I mentioned, constructor to create objects. So when I put like this, then I didn't specify any value, but they'll get the default value what I put it here. You see not? All this value, sorry, all this value by default. Okay. So they'll print out the this original set value, but after that I can change. Okay, I overwrite the value, I change to a new value. Yeah, I'll see whether can move all together. Yeah, just it. Like that. Oh, oh, okay. This is this one. Sorry, yeah. I think we can move all together. One. I think use this one. Shift. Keep. Yes. Okay. So they got a lot of button there. You need to discover yourself. Okay. This is how we move. Okay. So this one I mentioned is the pin out the default value. Then I reset the value. And directly change the variable value. Okay. So I change this one. Student one from the iLink, mailing or whatever. Then I change to link Tycho. So in the end, they'll change the value. So they still remain refer to the same objects. I just change the original object name, object value. Okay, from the default one to the new setting. So now I will show you how to run. So I run this. Okay, then we'll show you the answer. Okay, so this is original value. Okay, original value. How we get all this original value? In the create object there. I mean this part. Only this. Okay, this one. Okay, when you run this, they'll call which one? They'll call the method inside the student class. Okay, they'll call this one constructor. So when they call the constructor, all this value already fill up. So that's why you can pin out this. Okay. Then after that, I purposely I go to change the value. Okay, I go to change the value for others. Okay. Then in the end, they change to this. This is the value I set. Okay. So they'll print out the new value. Okay. So this is, and then also I call the methods. Okay, this is how I call the methods. Object name, data member, object name, method. Okay, so I put in this, I pass in value 1.5. So this should display this one. I'll do revision 1.5 hours a day. So this one, okay, they'll call these methods, okay, from the class. So they'll call this method, pass in 1.5, then they return this. Okay, I do revision past this. Okay, so this message is from the test class there. So the test class, you can see this one. Okay, then plus the value you return. So it's this, I do revision 1.5 hours a day. Okay, so this is a default data members. I put in the folder already. But normally we never do like that one. Okay, what I mean is we never use default data member. Okay, we use private data member. So inside a folder got one file special one. I put in the folders. Chapter 4. Okay, so we have this file. Okay, so we are going to use private data members. Okay, private data members means we change the original, add in this keyword private, but of course in lowercase lah. Okay, private. Okay, okay. Why we need to do that? After you change it to private data members, then you can control your data members value. Okay, it can control it. We given setter and getter methods. Okay, setter to input the value, getter to print out the value. Okay, so each one have a one set. Each data member got set, get, set, get, set, get like that. Okay, so then you have four options. Okay, so if you want to allow the user cannot write, cannot read. Okay, because setter is a put in a value ma. Okay, put in a value mean write value, and get is print out the value, so it's a read the value. So if you don't want to let people to write and read your data member value, then you just put, don't give them the setter and getter methods. Don't give. Okay, but if you allow people to write, okay, can read so you give them the getter. Okay, people can read now. Okay, if can write, then you provide them the setter. Or else you can allow people to write and read, then you provide getter and setter together. Okay, so I hope you understand what I'm meaning here. Because default value you can access anywhere. Okay, but if we change the keyword private, they only can access within the same class. So let's say the variable can access only within the same class. How the outside class can be accessed? Then you must go to the method of setter and getter. Okay, so if you didn't give them, then they cannot do anything. Okay, this is my meaning. Okay, later I'll show you, I demo to you, I will copy paste and I change to second folder. I'll let you have a look. What if I change to private data member? Okay, and then this one, there's a symbol that you must study in the UML diagrams. If a negation like this means default, the symbol. You are able to read this symbol from the diagrams, because majority of question in the final exam or midterm, okay, they'll give you one class diagrams, and then give you some symbol like that. So like minus means it's a private, plus means public, then hexa means protected. And this one only we're going to learn in the chapter 7. Okay, especially chapter 6. Okay, inheritance and polymorphism, they can use this. Now this one normally used for parent class. Okay, at this moment we still go for class only, so this one I touch on later. Okay, but this one private and public you must know from this chapter. These three symbols you must know from this chapter. Okay, so now I will demo to you how I convert my classes to the private. Okay, so now we go back to here. Yeah, so now I try to copy this. Okay, I copy, then I go to here, the private data member, I right click, paste, refactor, copy. Okay, so this one, can put this one, copy without refactor, no need change name. Okay, so you can see they have like this, got error, but don't worry, you only have one row need to erase only. Okay, package folder 1, default. Oh, okay, let's change this name. Okay, so their name is private. Okay, so just check this. We follow the folder names. Okay, folder names. Private. Okay, this is also private. Folder 2. Okay. Okay, so it's no error any. Okay, I arrange it folder, just let you to see the difference. Okay, I don't want to mix up together lah. Then later you're very messy. Okay. So this one is totally same one. It can run like just now. Okay. But this round I go to change the data member, default data member to private. So in the class there, I will going to change. So everyone I put the private. Okay, so I in the private keywords for every single one. Okay. So you can see I already add in these keywords. Okay. This keyword means you only can access this all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 within the same class. I mean within the student class only. Then outside class like test class all cannot access. Okay, I can save. I try to run a let you have a look. Let's see what error. You can see or not? They got error already. You cannot run. They cannot find these objects. Okay, all these data member cannot access already. So this is this one is a default data member So therefore you cannot directly change the value already. Okay, so that means you cannot directly change the value from this class because all the data member is private, only can access within this class only. Outside the class you cannot get. So like this case, all this cannot be run. Okay, so what we're going to do next, we need to add additional method as I mentioned to you, setter and getter. Okay, setter and getter. Here. Okay, so we want to add a setter and getter after this constructor. For every pair of these data members, okay, they got two setter and getter. Okay, so I just put some yeah. Setter, sometimes we call set method. Okay, they got different names. Okay. Set method or accessor. Setter, oh sorry, mutator. Okay, so they have a different names from the different books. Okay, there can be setter, can be set method, can be mutator. Okay, so this is a name for the setter. So if a pair, everyone have a pair of the set and get. Okay, so this one is the same types. Okay, I just want you to remember the formula. Type get void set. Always remember if you really sometimes panic in the exam you scared you do wrong or reverse you just remember this one, type get void set. They're the keywords. Okay, make the screen bigger. Okay, so what's mean by this? Okay, then this is a setter. Then we have a another one is the getter. Okay, so we go get method. Okay, and this one is accessor. Okay, so we have this one already. These three things you need to know from here. Okay, so setter, set method, mutator is the same. getter, get method, and accessor also same. Okay, just a different name from different books. Okay, we summarize all is the same. Then after that, one more thing you need to remember is maybe I need to put formula. Okay, formula is type, get, void, set. Okay, everyone have a one pair one. So I do the first one first for the names. Okay, the student ID. Okay, so all the methods should be public. Okay, you declare the variable is private, but all the method, because you want to let the test student to access, so you might put public to allow all the people access it. This is why we put one of the reasons why we put all our method public. We want to share our method to everyone, so can reuse the same methods. This is our purpose. That's why all the method is normally is public. Okay, I hope you understand. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to do the first one. You see what I mean by type get. So you want to get it, okay, and set value. So actually, object oriented means which one comes first doesn't matter. This method you can put in the front, at least put it behind, whatever. But follow the normal standard we do is data member here, then a constructor, follow other methods. Okay, this is our normal convention to arrange our things. Okay, our this data member and other methods. Okay, this one we also can put at the bottom one. They still can run because object oriented means sequence not important. Okay, but for better reading style, we just follow this. Okay, but in actual, this one actually can put it below. Doesn't matter. Okay, so this is no longer the default type already. This one is a private types. Okay, just put here change to private. Data can access within same class. Okay, within only same class. Just now one is within same class and same folder. Okay, here see now, same class and same folder. Package mean folder lah. So within same package they can access. But here, the second one different already. The second one they only can access within student class only. Test class cannot. Okay, so they're different between the default and the private. So now I'm going to do the first one. Okay, type is a string. Okay, string. Then is the get methods. So get. Okay, so get student. Okay, student. Okay, so this one return. Okay, the what is that? Okay, so maybe you can put. Okay, I arrange second like that. So public also. Void. So void. Okay, set student ID. Okay, student ID. Then here, because you want to set a value, show you got parameter. Okay, so you can put parameter. It's a string. Okay, so you can put ID. Okay, so this one you can put student ID equal to ID. Okay, so we done one pair. And void set type get. Get is to print value, so just return a value. Okay, set is for input the value, so we might have parameter. So whatever value you get from here, okay, you pass in the value, then they'll now as I mean point to this variable, give the value to this student ID. Then this student ID already got value. Okay, so here got how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need 6 pair of all these. So this is the first one, right? So I can copy. Now I do the second pair. Okay, the second pair is talking about the name. Okay, so each one got one. So same thing, set name, get name. So I will change this. Because both is a string type, so I put same. Okay, then this one return name. And this one is MEN. And so this one is a name to N. Okay, so I hope that you understand what I mean now. So each pair of the private data member, you must set get methods. Okay, if I give like this, mean the user now can set and get the value by using methods to the methods. Okay, so that's why all this later I need to change the method name. Okay, then later they can access. So now I will change all of them first. Okay, each one have one pair. So we have next one is the char. Okay, char. So now we also go to the next one, char. And public type get void set. So I do the void one first. And void set sets. Okay, so we sex correct. Sex. Okay, sorry. Okay, I put at the bottom layer. Look and some later can erase. So set. So this one is a char. Yes. Okay. So this one is the sex equal s. And then after there we have the get methods. So it's a char. Get and return sex. Okay, so this is one pair, two pair, three pair. Okay, the type must refer to what we declare at the top. So this is string, but this one now is a char. Now we go to this. Okay, boolean. Okay, got one more integer one as well. Oh, char already done. So we go to boolean. So now to the boolean, same thing. Okay, so type get or public boolean. Okay, so set by set set mean boolean only return two false value one. Okay, so this oh sorry, what set? Yeah, what set? Boolean. Okay. So this one. Okay, I step by step I let you have to learn. So this one equal to C. And C void set type get. So these are now a print. And public type get boolean. So I hope that you already know how to create a method name and so on, right? So method name start by lowercase in more than one character, then the behind one first character is uppercase. Okay, I do slowly. I just create pay by pay. Okay, so and this one is special a bit for boolean types. Okay, we never put in get car with owner car. Okay, we change this one to is. Okay, so that means you replace only one type only, boolean type only, the rest no need. Later you can see a lot of method. I'll start with the is one. Then you understand already. Is a return, is a boolean types. It's either true or false. Okay, the law default method is start by is one. Okay, so we for get with is for boolean type. Need one special. The rest all same. The rest all you get. Okay, only the boolean you put is. Okay, the standard lah. Okay, just we follow. So display we done already. Now go to the number of handful. Okay, this is the integer types. Okay, so we just set first. So void set. So public void. Okay, set. So I just put here. Okay. And set number of handful. So integer type. And so number of handful equal to HP. Okay, HP is a parameter you push in. So I will take another. Okay. Okay. Type get. So in first, type get number of handful. Okay. Remember, get no, I don't have parameter, just return out the value only. Okay, return. Okay, so we done already for the in one. Okay, then the last one we're going to pocket money is a double one. Okay, so I purposely put like that because every data type got one sample. Okay, I thinking for a long time, just come out with this. Okay, then we go to the what set one. What set? Okay, set pocket money. Okay, set pocket money. Okay, so double. So, so this. Yeah, so this one. Then go to the last one. Okay, so the last one is the get value. So type is double, type get. So the type is based on the data member, what type we declare at the top. Okay, okay. Then we're done already. Okay, so see, what set type get. Okay, just remember this 4 keyword. Remember, when you want to set, then you must put in parameter. Get just print out the value only. Okay, so you just return out without parameter. So what set? Okay, what set? Type get. Remember this keyword, then you won't be miss. Okay, or I mean reverse, because sometimes I saw from final exam, the student write the reverse. Public string set, then public void get. Okay, so therefore you just remember this type get void set, and set time you need have parameter. Maybe I can put like this, easy for you to remember. Okay, type get void set domain need parameter. Okay, so simple. You just remember this keyword, in order to come up the each pair. Okay, so I go back to what I put it here, then I expand back to here. So now you can see this ID. Okay, if I create a private data member, I do want to let people write and read. These two methods I do want to give them. So if I didn't give them, they have no way to change your value. Because set or get also, they cannot print out the value, also cannot set the new value. So if you didn't give the two methods, then they cannot do anything. So now got 4 options. Yeah, like me, I provide all. That means user can read and write. If I erase, then user cannot read and write. Okay. If I allow the user to write, then I give this. Then this one I erase. Okay. If I only allow user to read, cannot write, then I erase this. So the 4 options what I mentioned here is how you control your data member. If your data member is totally cannot let people change, then these 2 methods you no need to give. You just take up, erase. Okay, then the person cannot do anything. So that's why this is a summary. Is based on what you in the data types, whether the setter getter given or not. So you can see cannot write, cannot read, not provide setter getter. Okay, so can write, can read, provide setter getter. But most of the time we allow people to read and write one to the methods. Okay, therefore the last one is use more frequency. Okay, so this is what I did now. So now after I change this one ID, this class is everything okay? Okay, done. But come to here, just how I mentioned already, outside the class cannot access the variable. The student ID, is a default data member. You cannot get it already. Okay, so what you can do using methods. So that's why this time I already give the set get methods, right? I already write, right? Now I change this one to the set get methods. Okay, so this one is printing get. So I change to get student ID. Then there are no more error already. Okay, no more error. So this one get, they'll call the method inside get student ID. Then they'll come out this value. Okay, now means you want to access value, you must go to method. Okay, the first version just directly call the whatever this data member name, then you can do the setting value already. But now if you want to print out, you want to set, you must go to the special method. It's called setter and getter. Okay, so now I go to change everyone. This one become get name. Okay, then this one become get sex. And now it's all method already. Okay, so this one also. Okay, so it's meant I hope you still remember this is special bit, just put this one. Okay, because it's a boolean type, so all boolean type return type method name start by is. Okay, this is method. Okay, so like this. So this one set number of handphone. Okay, and this one set money. Sorry, get this is a get, sorry, get go print out. Okay, then I copy this and overwrite at the bottom. It's the same one. Okay, this is totally same one. Okay, so I overwrite until here, but this last, yeah. Okay, so last is different. Last is still method. Okay, so it can be run. It's still called a method. You not go to the direct value. Okay, and this one, okay, so they still got error here because you can see not, they will tell you like student ID has private access in student. They mean only student class can access, other class cannot access. That's why you cannot run. So here is changed to set. and this one no equal sign already. Okay, now this one become your parameter. Okay, so this one you're going to call this one with the parameter. Then they return our value. Now your student ID equal to this value. Okay, so A1 also same. So now we set name. So I hope that at home, you also, I wouldn't modify the file, the original file given to you. That means the original file only got these two class. I give you directly same. But you copy paste like what I did just now. I copy paste, then I change the value. Okay, because the lecture also recorded already. I want you do one time at home by yourself. Okay, see already step by step how to change. Okay, so you just follow lah. You post and the screen, then you type the code. Okay, based on what I teach you today. So I want A1 do one times. Okay, like me, I also type one time. So you all type lah. Follow me. Okay. For starting lah. Then after that, we have a special way to do right click. Okay, after that means after this course, you go maybe assignment. Okay, you don't need to type like this, no trouble. You can straight away insert code. Okay, insert code. Then you put this I think should be generate. Oh, because I already put all set already, so they not appear. Okay, if I didn't put, they automatically will come out the setter getter here, because all I put already. Okay, so they have a setter getter here. Okay, let me I put maybe I create one new class. Okay, just put new class. Okay, so I try here. It's a code. Okay, way to wait. This one. Private. See here. Can you see? Okay. I think it's you go to property lah. Right click, insert code. Okay, add property. So you can tell you lah. Okay, name. What name is it? What data type? So let's say lah. That's how I put name, right? Right, name. They automatically will change this. Okay. That means start from the beginning. Right click, you add property. Then you type name. What is the data type? Then they give you this. Okay, so these keywords, okay, I'm going to teach you in the later part in the third folder. These keywords, okay, so they write like this automatically, so you no need to type. But at this moment, starting, you type first. Okay, type first, So I just tell you that. Okay, now we'll come back to here. We'll go to change A1 for in the set first. Okay, so this one. Okay, so starting with the step first. Then after that, you're already familiar with. Then you just go to do whatever the step is show. Right click, add property. Then automatically they'll give to you. Okay, so now I change all the way this access the data member diary one. I go to by methods. Now it's get and set method take place. Now you see no error already. Okay, no error already. I compile again. Okay, now I can run. Then they come out with the answer. Okay, so this is what I mentioned. So I take a rest for about 10 minutes, then I continue with other folders. Okay, this one I'll need to teach you. Okay, I remind you again what I going touch on the second folder. I copy the first folder value to the second folder. Okay, then after that I add all these keyword private. After that you add in the private, it must come a pair of set and getter, setter and getter methods. Okay, so this is one pair. Type get what set. Okay, set got parameter. Okay, like this. Set parameter. This student ID equal to value you're passing. And public string get student ID. Okay, then value. The value just written up. So it's no parameter because this one is print only. This is one pair. So here got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 data member. So altogether got 2 times 6, 12 methods. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, so they got second. Then we have put all these method ID. Then go to the text class. The original diamond here, we change to the get and set methods in order to print out at the bottom here. Okay. So then after that, I will cover this third folder after 10 minutes. Okay, just rest for a while. what he was. I'm so sorry. This is not. Sorry. Yeah, you're talking about constructor. Yeah, make some correction. Default constructor is a must for every class. Okay, for creating a new object. Okay, so this our another one because default data member constructor data member and default data member no need getter and setter. Okay, I make a correction because I misunderstand. Yeah, remember you cannot skip the constructor. So why? So you can see the code here. You do have this. If not, how do you create a student one object? If you don't have constructor, you cannot create object. Okay, so you some this software they automatic default, they put in the default method automatically. Okay, some software but here I didn't see they put default Okay, they didn't put in, so we need to type. Okay, so what I mean is the default constructor, okay, must have for every class, at least the empty one like this. Okay, later I will give you another one called constructor overloading. Then you can see I will create multiple constructor for the next folder. Yes, private data member only need getter and setter. And then I remember by the normal practice, we put private. Okay, we put private. Cannot say like that. Parent also can be the protected. Protected, you also can have getter and setter. Okay, but protected keyword is make sure all my child can access. Instead of using the private, they use protected. Okay, for the parent class. Okay, but parent class, then the protected also can put getter and setter, because they want to allow all the child can access. So other than a private, this need getter setter, the protected also need. Okay, the one for chapter 6 lah. Okay, maybe I can put here. Okay, so clear cut. But here we only learn the private and public, so I just tell you like that. But in the other chapter, protected also need to have a setter getter. Just want to make sure every child can access. Then you put protected keywords for your data member, but the set get method still remains same. Only the data member at the top we change from private to protected. Then the rest set get method, everybody, the body is totally same. But set method, get method is totally same. Just like you in your data member, you put protected only. Okay. So this one on the inheritance part. That's why I ask you when you do assignment, you think for something, you got subclass one. Okay, item is your parent class or product is your parent class. Then you got what product? Okay, for example, item in the flower shop, maybe you got flower. Okay, one of it is item. Then you also got flower pot. Then you got maybe the fertilizer, another. So you have something like that, a subclass. So you think for that one first, okay? Then how to create? Then you just create this so-called general one first. Then subclass I'll teach you lah. Okay, for the class on. Okay. So no need worry, I will step by step. So today, you know, I also slow down my speed, but chapter 4 is very important. Chapter 4, I can say, is a starting chapter that allow you able to do the assignment. Okay, so now you can see I only go to the second folder only. Okay, now still on the second folder. Today I think can maximum 3 only. Okay, see your speed. I think 3 enough lah. Okay, so many then you can add up because I still need to refer back the notes of the PowerPoint. Okay, so now I go to the PowerPoint, then we'll come back to here, create a third folder. Okay, so go back to our notes. Okay, so after you have the idea of what is the class and the object, then the below one you can more understand it. Okay, so for example, this is one of the class name called circle. Then you got circle object 1, object 2, and object 3. So this is the name for the objects. Okay, these 3 objects of the circle. Okay, so an object have both a stat and behavior. Stat here refer to data member, behavior refer to the methods. Okay, so stat got what? Circle, maybe radians. Radian is a circle one, must come together one. Okay, then what is the behavior? What is a method? Maybe parameter lah, area lah, get area, get parameter. All these is a methods. Okay, so this is a object. Here, so after I create a student, then come back to here, then simple already. You have a roughly the idea. So go radians. Okay, this is a state. Then we have this get area is methods. Okay, max.pi radians. Okay, then how to create any object like this. That's why constructor very important. The default constructor, okay, or the constructor without no argument constructor must have for every class. Okay, to ensure the class, the object can be created. Okay, so this is the things. So here now, here directly access. Okay, if you use default data member, you can direct access at that. Okay, and go for next. Okay, so this is additional. Okay, additionally, a class provides a special type of method known as a constructor, which has involved to construct object from the class. So it's create object one, very important. Okay, so this is the same name like your class, but just have return type. Okay, as I put the note inside this other program. Okay, so this thing. Then is how to draw the this class diagram. Here still not very complete because they didn't put a sign here. Okay, like just how I mentioned, if public, you put a plus sign here, plus sign before the circle, and get area is a public, also plus sign, but radians you put a minus sign. Well, private so you put minus radians. Okay, just put a symbol in front of this, but here they still didn't put a. They put a constructor, but they haven't put the symbol. Okay, it's not very complete. But I just tell you, just add the signs in front. This one put minus, this two put plus, and answer is very correct. Okay, remember constructor no return type one. Every method got return type, but constructor is a special method without the return type. No void also. You cannot put void also. Okay, so this is a class. So we can see how we create a new classes. Okay, circle, my circle. Okay, like this. Okay, now we go to next. Okay, so this one they get the access a value. All this still talking default, default data member. Just this one can access like that. Okay. Okay, so like this is a sample class. Now how to run. So for example, call the method, and this one assign a value c2.radian. Okay, this one still in the default data member. Okay, so this code, and how they trace object. So you can see now cannot have a same name. each object must be identified, means the name must be different. Okay, you may create. So this is how they trace lah. Okay, create object. Okay, like this. And the pointer point to that lah. Okay, that's why I told you already. Other than array, this a class. Okay, we also can create array. Okay, they pass this address. Okay, so they store all this value because each object they got many value inside one. So we have special location to keep it. So it's still process in the heap lah. Therefore, they pass by reference. They may pass the address. Okay, so the same like your what you learn in the this second chapter lah. Okay, pass by reference. Okay, so this is how they define a value. Okay, like this. Okay, so this new way. Okay, when they have a new, I mean they create new objects. Okay, create new object. That's why like this. Okay, so like this, they can tell you the trace how to get the object. Okay, remember different object have a different set of value. Okay. Okay, so there's just now mentioned the default. Then go to the second part, the private one. Okay, so go to the second part. Okay, differentiate between classes object, then class object, what the object reference variable, what constructor in the class. So here the constructor, that's why in the later I'll make the so-called constructor overloading, means in the same class they got few constructor. Okay, the empty one, no parameter one, and with parameter one. Okay, minimum have two. Then the rest you want to do up to you. Okay, but the minimum is one is without the parameter one with full parameter one. So they two. Okay. So they have another example here, data member and method member. Okay, this one for bank one. Okay, bank customer. Okay, then they have all these data member and all these methods. Okay, each of them have their own value. See now, name, IC, address, balance. Name, address, IC, balance. Name, address, IC, this balance. So every object have their own unique value. Okay, can be same lah. Sometimes, for example, maybe the amount is the same, it's okay. But each value is belong to one object only. Okay, name also can be same sometimes. Okay, let's say I got two students, I have a same name one. Okay, I discovered that also. I got one time, they have two names in my course that have that means same time but different class, same name. Okay, but they are not brother. Okay, it's the same name. Okay. So this is means each individual value is belong only for a single object. Okay, so this is a meaning of this part. Okay. So so you can see all this. Maybe you can simplify all this, become hero. Okay, the class hero class. Then maybe the name of the hero is different. Okay, Captain America is the name of this person, for example. Okay, so they are all human under the same category. Okay, maybe person. Okay, sometimes you can use person, whatever represent. Like, let's see what general one use. Here you can use person. You can use hero. Okay, up to you. What name you want to use for the class. Okay. Then after that, each individual is object 1, object 2, object 3, 4, 5, 6 object here. Okay. So remember, we can declare class with a hero or person. Okay, or human. Then after that, you have each individual objects. Here got six objects. Okay, each have their own value. Maybe their name, their age, okay, their power, and so on is different. Okay, so this is what they want to present on this slide. Okay, so you can see this is generalization. The arrangement all follow the same one. Data at the top, then all the method below. So method here also include the constructor. Because a constructor is also a special method without return type. So they consider it this category method. Okay. So develop a class that represent car, van, track. So this one I can very good example. Okay. So you got car, got van, got truck. So all this is the general is what? vehicle. So we can create parent class vehicle, then they go 3 subclass: car, van, truck. Understand what I mean or not? So this is mean by the general declaration in the parent and child class. Okay, so because each of them it have their own this a special data member. Okay, when you go down, your child class have more data member one, getting more. We are extension, we like extension. Okay, extension from the parents. Okay, so maybe these they have special data member that car don't have one. So they find the 3 subclass like that. Okay, so remember, so this is what I mean. Okay, instead of create 3 separate class, then we have 1 parent class per vehicle. Those have a set common variable one, you put in the parents. Those have specific only for each individual one, we put in a child class. Okay, so I explain that one more detail in the chapter 6. Okay, I don't want to confuse you now. Okay, here we just consider the class and the object. Okay, at this class, at this topic. Okay, chapter 4. So this is vehicle. This I mentioned. What's the general terms? Okay, so they have a class vehicle. All of them got plate number. All of them got how many passenger. All of them got fuel capacity. Okay, the petrol capacity. Okay, so this is a thing. So out of that you can create a car. Okay, it's one object. Okay, new vehicle. Then you can put new car, new track, okay, new lorry or whatever. So all can create object. So each object is a unique, okay, unique names. Okay, so each of them have their individual values, own value, own copy of value, as I mentioned. Okay, they can be same with others, but this 3 value is purely belong to this person. Okay, the meaning is like that. Okay, by default, they give you the default value as I mentioned. You just put the data member at the top, they automatically assign with the default value. So you see not the rest, I never put any value one. Only the char, I just put equal to the space because they cannot read the space. Okay, they got error on that. So we no choice. When you see the char, initialize with the empty space. Okay, then the rest you don't need to initialize the default value. They automatically given. Okay, Boolean type confirm is false. Numeric integer or 0. Then the string is not zero, not anywhere. I mean nothing inside. Okay, so they automatically assign by the default value. You put at the top when you declare the data member data. Okay, this is a value. See now they directly set the value, right? Okay, directly set the value. So this one is still refer to the default data member. Can set value directly and can print get a value directly. Okay, so this is regarding the first example. So this one, okay, class vehicle, public class vehicle demo. Okay, sometimes you put vehicle demo or sometimes called test vehicle. That's how I put test student. So it's a similar. That means it's a class. Test class. We call it test class. Okay, you put test vehicle also okay. Vehicle demo also okay. Just want to test whether the this all the method and all the data member in the vehicle class can work or not. Okay, so remember, so most of the time we put the class names. Automatic is public because we want to encourage the sharing. So we put our class or our method normally public. Okay, unless the method you don't want to share to others. But most of the time we want to share one. We create a purpose for sharing. So most of the time we put public for the class and for all the methods. Okay, remember this thing. Okay, so this one they got method fuel capacity times mile per gallons. Okay, they have one more method like that. Okay, so like this. Okay, just how I put is hours to do revision, that one similar. Okay, with the method one because got method. Okay, so formula like this. Okay, so this is a constructor. Okay, constructor. Constructor are special kind of method. As well as special method, they are involved to construct objects. So that's why you cannot ignore this part. Okay, unless test class. Test class, you no need constructor. You just want to test the method, whatever they write in the class. So only test class, you didn't see the constructor. But in the original class you create for object, for this class, we must put in the constructor. Okay, but test class no need. Okay, so constructor with no parameter is referred to the no argument constructor, or call it default constructor. Okay, so remember this how I show you the sample already. And constructor must have the same name as the class name itself. So student same. Then constructor don't have return types. Okay, involve mean calling by using new operator. So a new student. Okay, with the bracket one. Okay, so that's why here I mentioned with special constructor very important to initialize or create objects. This is their task for the constructor create object. Okay, so this is a two constructor. Okay, the second one we call it constructor overloading already. That means this one without parameter, this one with parameter. Okay, so minimum we must have two set of constructor. One without the parameter one with full parameter one. So this one only got data member one only. So we just put one. But just how a student got 6, right? Then you must put 6 here. Okay, later I'll teach you how to use this keyword with the overloading constructor. Okay, so for the later, I finish this one first. So this is talking. They have how to reward the constructor. Then whether got value or no value, they'll match accordingly. If you didn't put value, they'll call this. If you put in a value, they'll call with the parameter. So they match. So if you got many parameter, the arrangement of parameter also important. You cannot simply jump. You follow the arrangement you put in the previous here. Okay, you follow. Then when you put in a value, you must follow the sequence also. First one match to first parameter, second one match to the second parameter. So that's why the value of here also might have a follow certain pattern. Okay, that means follow certain sequence based on what you create in the constructor. Okay, so this is very important. Okay, so by default, this is what I mentioned here, default constructor. The empty, no parameter, and is the body of the constructor is empty one. We call it default constructor. Okay, so you can see now this constructor called default constructor is provided automatically only if no constructor explicitly declared in the class. In other meaning is if you didn't put at all, then the computer you automatically put in this for you, the default one. Okay, if they cannot see the constructor in your class, they automatically put this one for you, the so-called default constructor, the empty body one. Okay, at least one. Okay, so this is the meaning of that. You didn't put, you forgot to put, the computer will put for you for the default one. Okay, okay, this is this approach will never be used in the professional written Java code. As I mentioned to you already, direct change people value. I mean, you can directly change the object value. This is not a professional way. That's why the professional way is convert all your data member to private, then add in setter and getter. Okay, so that is. So that's why now there is a better way to initialize value to object using constructor. Okay, so instead of like this. Okay, then this is what I mentioned. If you have more than one parameter, the value you put in also need to follow a sequence string, integer, integer, integer. It cannot like you put a value in string, cannot. They are not matched. They are matching every single one. Start from the beginning name, then follow the first parameter, second, third, fourth. Okay, so what is the data type? All must be matched, then they'll call accordingly. Okay, here means you normally use a constructor to create a where objects value. Okay, like this. Then later I will add in one the constructor overloading in the student class. Okay, in the later part. This is finish with 5 slides first, then go to the code parts. Okay, so like this, we use the constructor to create a value. Okay, we don't do like this. Okay, setting the value directly, not okay. It's no good. Okay, use a constructor. So later I will change all. Okay, later I will show you. Okay, so this is called class constructor. Okay, so this one, okay, no arguments. Okay, can put the default value. Okay, like this means inside no value. And after that, this one gets set. Okay, so remember, this is no argument constructor. Why? They only got one line of code. If this code totally don't have, we call it default constructor. Okay, then after that, we also have parameterized constructor, means the constructor with the parameter. So just name only. So these three terms. Okay, so I hope that default constructor is when nothing in the body and empty parameter. So we call default constructor. After you change the code already, then we just call it as a no arg constructor or no argument constructor. That's a name only lah. Okay. Then differentiate between class and object. Explain how to access object while the object reference. Write constructor in the class. So done for this part. Then go back to our code. Okay. Now I'm going to teach you how to use this keyword plus overloading constructor. Okay. So now we go back to the code. So now I close all this first. Okay, I don't confuse so much. I just close. And now I duplicate. Okay, see what I duplicate now? So notice how I testing one is without refactor, right? Now I refactor. Because remember yesterday I refactor is more better. Then you just need to erase one line of code. The package that automatically get give to you. Copy, right click, paste, refactor. Go paste on it. Okay, paste, refactor, copy. So now you do want to tick this. Okay, you just refactor this. So you refactor already, you can see this one, the automatic change to this. You don't need to type. Just now I type, right? So we don't need to type already now. Just get back this. And this one you need to erase one low. Okay, take out this import. Okay, just delete, no need. Okay, this one the purpose just like make it exit in a different folder only, so they won't confuse with others because they got folder name. Okay, so this is my purpose. So the third one I'm going to use, I mentioned to you already, I want to have the default constructors, overloading constructors. Okay, so now I add in one. Okay, so this one is constructor overloading. Method go overloading, right? So remember, second chapter we learn method overloading. Actually, constructor also got overloading. Okay, how to create one segment. This topic is use new keyword plus the overloading. So now I put this. Okay. Then we add in, and this one string. This one can use a new keyword editor, copy same thing. See we apply, so we just use it same thing, just copy in. Okay. Because I want to use this keyword, so I just directly put like this. And you make the same name. Okay, later we use this keyword. After copy, then we enlarge the size. Wow, very long. Okay, if I double. Okay, like this. Then you can set the value. Okay, so okay, so this one, maybe I can copy. Only a type because they got one keyword. This dot student ID equal to student ID. Okay, I hope they can see. So what's the meaning of this? This is a refer to parameter, and this one is refer to this, they replace with the class name student. So actually it's a student dot student ID. That means in front one is a variable, then behind one is assigned value. Okay, so like this. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this one you change. Yeah, so this one is good. We have a copy paste. Okay, so altogether was 6. I'll just put 6 here. And this is how I change. This one touch a bit in the chat. This part 3 and part 4 and touch a bit. Okay, for this private data member. So you can see like this. And now we got last one. Okay, now I can run exercise only. Okay, so now I run exercise. So I hope you can see. Now I use this keyword. So this refer to the class. Then what? This class, this variable equal to the parameter value. Okay, so all together 6. And this one, we can use like this already. Match, this one string, and the rest comma, and okay. You can see how short. Okay, so you can see now this one pass to here, this one pass to here, this one. So that's why must be match. Okay, boolean, integer, double. Okay, this is how you use a new keyword. So you no need to type so many row here. Just put like that. Okay, so this is how you use this keyword, and the below also all change. Okay, this one I use with the same name, and this one into this one. If not, they will confusion. Okay, this only the this one key, this one name, and this one this name dot name. Okay, so this is how I use this keyword. So other than all this this equal what? Okay. Okay, so this is how to use it for the constructor. Okay, this is called constructor overloading. This is a constructor without parameter. This one a constructor with full parameter. So normally in practice, we have two like this. One without a parameter, one with a full parameter. Okay, this is two. And here we need to change for others. Okay, so this one I change by extend name, so I change like this for this one. Okay, get name, and this one sex. Not sex. They will confuse one. That's why you put at this keyword. They will know this is a variable. Okay, this also. And only the set one change. So this one handphone. Okay, this one for for me, this is automatic add code. You also add like that one. I mean, when you add the right click, you put insert and go to add property, right? They automatic. See not same name, right? Using this keyword. That's why by default they use this. Okay. then we use this. Okay, so we done our jobs. Okay, now so this is how I use. This is a part I focus is default constructor overloading. Okay, and then use this keyword. So this keyword can use like this. This one refer to the call the data member, and this one is a call the constructor because they are replaced by semi student. So this one will match this. Okay, they call the student. So after that, only all the set method I go to change. I'm lazy to think the name. I use back the same name. Therefore, I need to add this keyword at the front for only setter. So I change only setter. See not setter change only. Okay, setter. All the setter I change. Okay, one more. Get money. Okay, I think all change. Okay, done. Okay, so see. Then you go to the next one, test class. Okay, test class. So new students, I print out this value. Okay, but now I no longer use this one. You can see not many row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now what I can do? Okay, I create okay, this one setting value I change it to object 2. Okay, this is a new object 1. Okay, so I change this, the below one become object 2. So this is student 2. Okay, I change all this to student 2. Okay, so instead of set one by one like that, so I use a constructor. So I just put in the value inside. So you can see you can cut short the load code. You go constructor, you can cut short a lot of row of the code that you need to type. I just put all my value inside there only. Don't need to type so many methods. So set one by one. Okay, you see not you need to set one by one and you set 6 times. But you put like that one shot, every value is set in one shot. Okay, just like that. You can see now. This is okay. Now I can put bigger size. Okay, I create 2 objects here. One object I use the default this constructor. Another object I create I using the constructor with the parameters. Okay, this is student 1. You print out student 1 value. This is student 2. Okay, so the student 2 will get the new value for this. Okay, and you can see here I didn't specify any value in, right? So this one is still call back to the class with the this one with the value one. So they calling this so they set this value. So the default one you put this mailing, so they get a value mailing. Okay, and this one is another new one, student 2. So with this team tyco, so now we have 2 objects in the memory. Okay, now I can run. I'm not going to share this one for you. Okay, I want you to type one time. Like change whatever I change here. You follow the lecture, okay, recording lecture, then you can go to change your file. So now I run. You can give me answer. Okay, we have 2 objects here. One is a female, one is a male. Okay, so this is how you use default constructors, overloading constructor, plus, okay, plus use this keyword. Okay, most of the time, all the effect you can see from the class. Okay, but here just create different object. This is a new thing. Okay, I'm using a new overloading constructor to create objects. So it's very important. Every class must have constructor in order to create object. So This one with the no parameter one, this with the parameter. Okay, so I will stop recording. Any question you can ask. Or those students, when I change the time, they also follow me to change one. If you face any problem, you show me your screen. I help you to fix it. Okay, I think some of you very fast one. When I talking something, I change one, you also go to change by yourself. Okay, if you follow exactly what I do here, if anything error in your program, then you can show me, I help to fix. Okay, I will stop recording. So I only go to the 3 folder today. Okay, so all the file are going to reuse back for the others. Okay, for the others. Okay, now today only first 3 now. Okay, so I'll stop recording. Okay, any question from the class? This you use this keyword like just now, you don't need to think for the name. You need to you just use the name same as your data member, so you no need to use your brain to think other names. Just use back directly by default, also like that one. I can tell you. Okay, so for example, from here, okay, default folder, new class. Okay, let's say like this. Maybe I put instead of using maybe students will, right, because it's in the default package. Let's say like this. I demo to you why I need to do that. Use this keyword because by automatic one. Okay, you see, this is called default constructor. Okay, so now you want to add data member, just here right click, insert code, add property. So this one you just put student ID, right? And see, student ID. What they do for you? Can you see? You use this one by default. Okay, it's a standard they use because you want to use the same name. Your variable name and parameter name is totally same. So you put student ID equal to student ID, the computer will confuse. This refer to the class. So this one actually is a student.student ID, means student class. Okay, student class dot student ID. So let's say I put okay. Okay, so they automatically put it here. So this one should be put at top. Okay, but as I told you already, the sequence can be put anywhere. Okay, any questions? Yeah, I think can we'll try to insert code to create constructor with the parameter one. See that? Very simple. After you create, just click on it, generate. This is what I mean. See, there's a use this keyword. Okay, there's like a standard already. Or you want to follow this because the people don't want to think for the name. Look at your shortcut. Student string S. This student ID equal to S. I don't want to avoid all these problems. They just use the same name. So this keyword got 2 usage. One, they refer to the data member. Okay, and another one they can refer to constructor. So you can see this one I put in the parameter. That's it. So you can see the this keyword one, it can point to the data member, and another one it can call point to constructor. This actually is a student. See not they match. Oh, this one doing this. They got 2 usage. This keyword can call back to the data members. They also can refer to the constructor. This is a usage of these keywords. Any other questions? Yeah, we will confuse a lot. If you put like this, if you put like that, not you, myself also confused. So ID equals to ID. What is that? Why same? Yes or not? They got error. They got show you error. The SI value never use because you you didn't clarify. So if not, let's say, I mean, now you use the same thing only. Just in this keyword lah. Okay, this one, this one refer to variable and is equal to the value we pass in. So they're not confused. Okay, so this keyword got two usage. Call refer to the data member or refer to the constructor. And one more rules maybe I can tell you here. Normally, it's less parameter one call more parameter one. So you can see now, this one more. Oh, remember, you cannot reverse order. Must be less parameter one call more parameter one. Okay, you cannot put reverse, means this one call empty one, cannot. Okay, that means you cannot put like this. Error. More parameter one call less parameter one, error. Must be in the opposite way. Less parameter one call more parameter one. Okay, this is the rules that you will remember lah. That means if you've got more than one constructor. Okay, I think in the practical for first question, they ask you to create a data member and so on. Yeah. No. See, I told you already. This dot something means you call the data member. You refer to the data member. Then with the bracket one, you refer to constructor. So this one refer to constructor. They call here. Okay, and this refer to here. So don't confuse. This one dot student ID is referring to this because don't have bracket one. With the bracket one, actually is this. This one calling this. You can see now. I when click on it, they'll match on this one. Different, don't confuse. One is the refer to the data member, one refer to the constructor. Don't confuse. Okay, anyone have other questions? Anyone have any other question? This is very important. Okay, very good. If not, we end here. Only 10 o'clock. Okay, you can leave the class now. Okay, that's it for today.